It's Burgess Taylor, and this is going to be a bit of a flip through video and a little bit of a process video. I told you I would be showing you my new journal that I'm going to be using as sort of a commonplace journal, as a catch-all, an Omni journal. So how I have it set up, I have it in this jellyfish. I have in here, this is the insert I made for my journaling, and now now that I'm using this commonplace, I haven't really done much in it since the beginning of this past week. And then this is the Omni journal, so it's in here. I just don't want to end up overwhelmed with so many different journals doing the same thing in the same journals. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with August's insert. Since I have August's for Planner Perfect and I'm using that, I haven't quite decided. I may do more personal stuff in August's insert, or I may end up doing, I don't know, some note taking. I haven't quite made up my mind for that yet, and I hate to waste the paper, and I won't. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what to do with that insert now that I'm using the Omni. So you're going to see some flip through, you're going to see some process. I hope you guys have a great one. Thank you for watching. This is going to be a rather long video. I'm going to speed through some of the process parts of the video because it's just going to take too long. So, like I said, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions, constructive criticism is always welcome. I am not a professional watercolorist. I am learning all on my own. I'm learning by trial and error. I'm learning by suggestions from other people. I'm learning from watching videos of how to watercolor and things like that. So it's kind of just a learning process, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So thanks for watching, y'all. Bye. this a little bit. This is the cover. This is mixed media paper over. I don't have it glued on. I had glued it, but because the paper expands and contracts once you wet it and color it, it didn't fit. So that's why there's 2 layers of washi tape. So I just kind of have it held on with washi. That's a lipstick. That is the only part I'm really not too happy with. But this is the Omni journal. It's the Nanami Paper 7 Seas Crossfield. I started out with quotes. I'll add quotes as I go. This is a fortune teller miracle fish. It came with a giveaway or purchase that I made, and it's a little fish, and you place the fish in the palm of your hand and it does like a thing, straighten them out some. So when I place them in the palm of my hand, and then on the back of the little envelope it has whatever it does, it has the meaning of it. And I have some little of those words and the phrases, the stickers, and this is some journaling, because the first page is always kind of weird. It always gives you a little bit of anxiety. So I just said first page is so weird no matter how many journals. I have something to write on there. I have been taking, it's a Crayola glitter white crayon, and that actually says hello. So these are some of my pages. I did some watercolor roses. Those are fabric petals and a real leaf from my rose garden. Some quotes. The scene from a movie and what I thought about the movie. It was called Blackway with Julia Stiles and Ray Liotta and Anthony Hopkins. And the trees and the background. And it gave me an idea for a novel. Have another quote by Stephen King, some stuff I'm reading about in the Game of Thrones and from the decorating pages. This is the summary, my brain dump, so to speak, of the novel idea that I had. And normally I would put this in one of my journals in my writer's Bible, but this was what I had on hand because I was drawing. And I'm not going to limit myself. This is sort of a catch-all commonplace journal, and what I will do is go through this, take out what I think is really good from this brain dump, put it in my journal, in the writer's Bible, my writing journal, and then it'll be a little bit more specific in that journal. So I did opposite pages just to kind of make it fun, because I like doing that. This was Wednesday. Some ideas we have about my antique dust that's in my son's room. We're going to try to move it into my room so that I can use it for artwork. So I'm not sitting here at the dining room table. Every single one of my watches, for the most part, the battery has stopped all of a sudden. So I'm going to go for the next few months, and I will start with the 4 or 5 or 6 watches I have that have all quit working, and I will go once a month and go get a battery replaced in each watch as I go along. That way the next time they run out, they won't all run out at the same time. That was my first attempt at drawing and painting a wolf, so to speak. It's supposed to be a dire wolf from the Game of Thrones, but his legs aren't long enough. He's too short and squatty. It looks more like a little dog. That's the picture of my typewriter, which was my belated birthday present because we had to order my revised bucket list that I'm still working on. That came from the Journal of Professor Abraham von Helsing, which I am reading. This was Thursday. We had the meteor shower. I did some journaling. This turned out really well, I think. This one turned out okay, but this one turned out really well. Some of the stuff that was sitting on my desk. Friday, when I got my hair done, and date night, and things were going well until I got back from my date and found out that my son had canceled my YouTube upload. And this says patience. And on the back of here it says, remember, patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while you're waiting. Deep breath, in and out, one at a time. I was not a happy camper. I was very, very upset. This was yesterday and last night, and I did some journaling. Mr. Victor came over, my daughter came over. She cut some of the grass. Me and Mr. Victor cut some of the grass. I let him help me while she was gone to pick up my son from work. That's supposed to be me. I took a walk and I did, wanted to do some sketching, and that's supposed to be our house. And then this is today. Mr. Rockstar, my husband David, told me once we have some extra money, not to get him at the same time, but that from him as a belated birthday, or just because he loves me, to get the 80 count zig clear color real brush markers, and then to get myself a new purse, like the Fossil Sydney satchel, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to get. I am thinking that if Janelle comes out with purses or totes, that's probably what I'm going to get once I do get enough money, because I really want a Janellefish tote. I really do. I want to put a quote right here, so I haven't finished that. I did this to kind of look like grass because it's a really sunny day and we're going to finish cutting the grass today. I did the watercolor palette that I would really like to have. See, this is the Winsor Newton. It's the small travel kit, and I really wish this had a little bit more in it. There's no black in here, which is very disappointing. I know there's a way I can make black. I would want just a few more. I would want another red, like a lighter red or maybe a pink, because there's 2 yellows, there's an orange and a red, 2 different blues, 2 different greens, 2 different brown, 3 different browns. Because although I thought this was black, this is not black. It's dark brown. So you have 3 browns, which made no sense to me. I would rather have the 2 browns and 2 different shades of red and a black. But anyway, I have this, and you can tell this is so well loved here. And then I have this, and I also have an Artist Loft, which has beautiful colors, but it is a bit chalky. And then I have like a 24 count of Derwent Inktense pencils. This is what I've got going on today. So this is what we're going to. So some of the supplies, like I showed you, are those watercolors. I have the TWSBI Echo pen with Noodler's black, it's a bullet ink. It's supposed to be waterproof. I have the Micron pens. Like I said, I have the Carbon Dusk pen, which has platinum waterproof ink in it. The Carbon Platinum Carbon. The Sharpie pen, which is waterproof. I use Zig Clean Color Real Brush. I use those because it's watercolor, and the tips are like a real brush. I also use these, and I think these are Sakura watercolor marker brushes. They're a lot like the Zig. You can get more though for less money. They're not quite as vibrant or quite as good, but they are really good. I also use these Zig Calligraphy dual-ended pens to write with sometimes, but this is not waterproof. This will smear and stuff if you use watercolor over it. It will not hold. I use Prismacolor watercolor pencils and Prismacolor pencil, and then I use the Inktense pencils sometimes too.